Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. It is day 2 of the Data Driven Method workshop. Super excited to be back. Some great conversations and questions happening after day 1. Love to see the thought process and really just want to chat a little bit about how the same data metric can apply to so many different businesses. And the reason that is because this data framework is just that. It's a framework. It does not tell you what each metric should be. It doesn't say that it must be 10%, it must be 3%, anything like that. What it tells you is these are the metrics that you should be tracking. And then within your business, we look at what those are. So we're going to dive in today and we're going to be looking at the first 2 areas. So if you missed day 1, quick catch up and review. The Data Driven Method looks at 36 key data points within your business, and we look at those in 4 key areas. The first being visibility. People don't know your business exists, you probably don't have a business. It is super key, especially if you're existing in the online space. So that's area number 1. Area number 2, scalability. The process of taking your business and scaling your success, scaling to a larger size, more sales, more profit, probably a larger team, all of these different pieces. Number 3, we're looking at profitability. And then number 4, we're looking at sustainability. So we will be looking specifically at the last 2 key areas tomorrow. But today we're focusing on visibility and scalability. And so we're actually going to go through looking at the templates of the Data Driven Method. So there is the ebook. The ebook outlines all 36 data metrics, what you should be looking for, what they can potentially mean, what fluctuations can be expected. So all of that is outlined in the book. Then you have the option to also purchase the templates. So the templates, they come in a Google Sheets version as well as an Excel version. You're going to get to see them firsthand. Where possible, they calculate for you. And so you basically are plugging in the cells and where specific metrics, and we'll go through that in a minute. Basically, it does as much work of the work as humanly possible for you. So great time saver. And we're going to go through those today. And so you'll get to see them, have a sneak peek. They are available on the website. They also are a special offer just after you download the ebook. So if you don't have your copy of the book yet, you're going to go to datadrivenmethod.io, download the book, and it will give you the option at the end to purchase the templates. If you didn't purchase the templates, you can also grab them off of our website, and I will pop the link directly to the templates in the comments if you're in the Facebook group. Unfortunately, I don't think I can. Oh, maybe I can. Also on the YouTube. So if you are seeing this workshop, be sure to drop in the comments, show us a little bit of love. Let me know what platform you're watching on, what kind of business you have. If you want to share the workshop, that is fantastic. And we are currently going live with Restream. So Restream is a tech platform that allows you to be in multiple places at once. So this same live video is currently on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, in the Facebook community, all sorts of different places. So if you want to be able to do the same, so I'm super big on efficiency. If you are looking to go live for your business, no matter what your business is, we're going to talk about visibility here in just a minute. So if you are interested in going live in multiple places at once, another time-saving tip, Restream is a great choice. And they also, I noticed on their website, have some great Black Friday deals coming up. So if you want to grab Restream through our link, there's some added bonuses for you. You can do that by going to our website, botcher.io, and clicking on Tech Stack and going to Restream. So our whole tech platform and the tech tools we recommend, and of course our links are all there on our website. And if you, just making my fizz drink, if you are looking for tools, there's some great bonuses that come with purchasing through our links. So great little added piece, great tools, great tech stack, and then some added bonuses. Things like consultation calls, setting things up, some standard operating procedure documents, all sorts of different bonuses for each stack, but it all is outlined on the site. So let's dive in without further ado. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I will be monitoring comments, but also mostly looking at the templates as we go through them. So the best place to go if you have questions, if you want to discuss further, if you want all the links for sure, is to join the Facebook community. So it's called the Service-Based Business Society. That is the best place to have an ongoing conversation, unless, of course, you want to book a call, which you can do on our website. Today is day 2, and tomorrow we will be diving into day 3 of the workshop. And so it'll be same place, same time, and, we'll be here. We'll be working through those last 2 data metrics tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be looking at the metrics for profitability and sustainability. All right, so let's dive in. I think we are all set up here to share screen. All right. Okay, so this is the inside of the templates. So they do, like I said, come in a Google Sheets version as well if you're not an Excel user. And I think that right away, as soon as we start talking about Excel, people think, oh, this is why I don't calculate metrics. This is why I stay away from all of this, because Excel on its own can actually, if you're not an Excel user, be a little overwhelming. So Google Sheets tends to be a little less so. The templates are the exact same in both places. Both of them have these gray auto-calculating fields. So, you can leave these here, and you just don't touch the gray fields and they will auto-calculate for you. So the data-driven method is broken down into the areas. And so today we're going to specifically be looking at first this visibility section. And then we're going to be looking at the scalability section. And then these 2 areas down below we will be looking at tomorrow. All right, so diving in. When we're looking at visibility, super key in every business, and visibility can mean very different things depending on the business you have. And so if you are an e-commerce store, your visibility really needs to be strong in every area that you sell to. So if you sell across the US, if you sell across a specific state, North America, global, excuse me, visibility then becomes very relative to your market. Now, if you are a service-based business, and typically on a service-based business, your provider needs to be in the same location as your client. So we're looking at things like electricians, cleaners, professional organizers, plumbers, painters, roofers, any of these where realistically your customer and business need to be in the same area. Now your visibility and focus truly has been focused down into a specific area. And so, that again, this is why when we're talking about applying the framework to your specific business, it can be very different. And so, an online only business, whether that's a virtual assistant or, maybe a business agency like ours, again, now your area, your visibility needs to be much bigger. So the templates here are broken down into 12 months. Now, you can actually change these to be the month that you started. The reason they say month 1 through 12 is because, you could be starting this at any time. You don't need to wait until January to start tracking. And some of these metrics, you will be able to have retroactive data, but not all of them if it's not something that you've ever focused on. So let's dive in. So when we're looking at item number 1, collective total followers. So this would include things like Instagram, Facebook. If you have a Facebook community, it can include your email list. If you have, those who have opted in for some kind of resource, those types of things. What we're looking at is your total population of, business network. How many people do you have? So you want to include your customer list. You want to include your followers. You want to include basically every person who is in your business network, if you will. Not from a, vendor resource standpoint, but from a customer standpoint. How many people are aware of your business? And so, what is the best way to do this? Any type of analytics tracking tool, depending on what tools you use, tracks your, total follower count. We don't use Metricool for anything other than their analytics tracking is very good. So that's a good one to look into. And I believe that for like a single account, it's free. Don't quote me on that, but you can also, depending on your social media tracking tool, most of the scheduling tools, depending on what you're using, do keep track of how many followers you have. And so you want to be very consistent with how you calculate this. And so this field here in column C, you would want to write in here how you calculate this for your business. So, if it was going to be, we're going to do customer list plus we're going to do Facebook and Instagram, and we're going to do TikTok. Now, maybe that's all the places you are. Maybe you're only in 1 or 2 of those places. But the reason that we want to note how we're calculating this for our business is because you may change and you may add additional channels. And so you need to know what is included in that metric. So you might change it. You 6 months into the year might decide, I'm also going to join Pinterest. And so I also want to include that. But we want to know as we're going through that you remember. And you're not like, did I include Instagram? I can't remember. So, this column C is really how we're calculating this for your specific business. So we're going to add all those numbers together and we're going to drop it into the field. So for this example, we're going to say that we have 10,000 people in the collective list. Okay, next thing we're looking at is total views. And so, depending on how your web built, how many views are you getting to your website? And because this, is each business a little bit of legwork to determine how is best. Google Analytics will 100% keep track of this for you if you have Google Analytics installed. That is my universal recommendation. But if you're not there yet and the thought of installing Google Analytics on your website is overwhelming, most platforms have their own built-in tracking. Nothing as comprehensive. Google Analytics really is, the industry standard. But even super basic, self website builders all have, the ability to keep track of how many views are you getting. So that's what's going to go in here. And so let's say we're getting 1,000 views to the website each month. Now, The next metric we're tracking comes back to Google My Business, or the Google Business Profile. The Google Business Profile is, super, super important. We do a great YouTube video on Google, the gatekeeper is what the video is called, because Google truly is. And you need to think of Google as the team member for your business. You want to be giving the appropriate information to Google so that they can serve your business. Just like if you bring on a new employee and you're going to train them and make sure that they are ready to succeed, it's the same thing when it comes to Google. You want to think of them as a team member. And so we want to make sure that we are getting the best value for that team member. And that means that we are giving them the correct information and using the Google My Business Profile, or the Google Business Profile, the name recently changed, effectively. So when we're looking at total actions from the Google Business Profile, so there's people who see the profile, and then there's people that take actions. And when you look within the Google Business Profile analytics, you can see how many people called your business, how many people asked for directions if it is a brick and mortar store, how many people clicked go to the website. And so what we're tracking when it comes to this Google Business Profile is actions. Someone saw and acted, whatever action that is, message, phone call, website, directions, anything, how many actions. Okay, that's what we're tracking here. Then we're looking at total reviews. Again, very dependent on your business and where you collect reviews. So, everyone typically collects reviews on Google, but Google has been very unreliable as of late. And so some people have moved away from asking people to give reviews there because sometimes they disappear and whatnot. So Facebook also collects reviews, Yelp. Maybe you have an industry-specific review platform. So you want to know your total collective number of reviews. So wherever you have reviews, total them up, because you want that number to be increasing over time. So yes, we want that 5-star review. However, we also want the number of reviews to be growing. Okay, so the next 2 items, average rank and top 8 keywords, they are specifically looking at SEO type analysis. And so, if you are not currently tracking your keywords or whatnot, if you don't have an SEO strategy, that's okay. However, we want to be moving towards that. You can, as a business owner, 100% survive without any SEO strategy if that is not the source of your traffic. And so, that brings us to the next one, which is profitable traffic sources. So we want to know where our customers are coming from. We want to know if, our best customers are always coming from one specific source. We want to be investing back into that source. We want to be, continuing to grow new channels as well, but we also want to make sure that, we are investing in what is giving us return in our business. I'm actually just going to, I think, blow this up a little. I think that might make it easier to see. A couple comments. I think that's better. Yes. So let me know if that's better. Okay. Advertising costs. So if you are investing in ad spend, then that's what you will total here. We're not tracking the profitability at this point of the ad spend. We're just tracking the total amount of ad spend. And then the last metric in visibility is your total connections. So these are people that you have actually connected with. So whether that is, just one moment. So whether that is people you have met at a luncheon, whether that is, people you have connected with online and had an actual conversation with, or, you had booked sales calls, however you connect with people, that's what's going to go in here. So this is often something that you're not currently tracking. So it's just a matter of creating a note in your phone and, just keeping a rough tally of how many people you're connecting with in a month. Okay, so looking at scalability, and we're going to go through this one fairly quickly, and I'm going to explain why in just a moment. So these gray fields here in the templates, they calculate automatically, but some of them require information from down here in the next section in order to do so. So we're going to just put in here, I'm just going to add in some numbers up top here. These ones don't get used. Okay. So now we have, down in within here, the reason I'm adding in some like placeholder numbers up above is because so that these formulas can actually calculate. So our total inquiries. So what is an inquiry? Well, this is when a customer moves through the customer journey and they are now either coming into your store if you have a brick and mortar store, or they are booking a call if that is your sales sequence. It's the escalation from someone knowing you exist to actually inquiring about your service or products. So if you, as an example, if you book calls, if that is the sequence to book a service with you, it would be the total number of calls in a month. Or if you have a, appointment request form on your website, how many submissions to that form did you get? So let's say we got 50. Now you can see that this second field auto-calculated. And so that is because the next metric is cost per inquiry. So we're looking at, how much did we invest into advertising? How many inquiries did we get? And so now we know that for each inquiry, it costs $20. When we have our advertising, marketing, everything really dialed in, it should truly be, if you need, you really are going to be able to reverse engineer to say, I need to invest this much into advertising to get this many calls and to this many jobs. So we're going to skip down to jobs purchased or approved to start. So if we had 50 people, that we spoke to, how many of those went on to book a job? And so if we said that we had 15 jobs booked, and we know that we have a close rate of 30%. And that is a metric that we can track, because if you're adding additional salespeople to your team, you want to know that your close rate is not dropping. Or you want to be able to, make some additional investment into learning, focus, mastery of your sales cycle to the point where you can increase that. And so that is this third line here, autofills. Now, number 4, total revenue divided by number of jobs. We will not be able to calculate today because it relies on some data from down below. Average sales cycle length, total number of days. This is something you're going to have to track. And really we're looking to determine from the first time that you talk to someone, how long is it on average taking for that person to move ahead to being a customer? And so that is a metric that we track. Most likely not something that you're tracking now, but something that you want to work towards. Okay, number of revenue generators. So what is a revenue generator? People who are working in the business on revenue generating activities. So if you are an electrician, these are, if you add additional electricians to your team, how many of these people do you have working? This is not the person who is creating invoices in the office. That is not a revenue generator. That is an overhead expense. This is not, if you have, a team of people who are selling, who are completing the work, these types of things, these are the revenue generators. So we need to know how many of those people. Why don't we just call them employees? How many employees? Because some people use subcontractors or independent contractors, depending on where you are. And so that's why basically we're looking at people who are working full time in your business. So you could have a number of ways of hiring the people. That's not what we're tracking here. We're really just looking at how many people are working. So if we said, 5. We have 5 people. Now, this next metric, we're not going to be able to track right now. And it'll be coming tomorrow. And the last one is looking at discounted or warranted work. One of the things when we scale is we really start to see when things get a little messy. And that means that often something slips through the cracks, or you've hired someone new and maybe their training wasn't as great as you thought, and so we have to go back and we have to fix work, or we have to discount something because someone's unhappy. So the last metric we're tracking is looking at that. How much discounted work is there? Because we obviously don't want that number to increase and increase. We want that number to be decreasing or staying very stable. And often warrantying work after the fact can really affect, long-term profits, because if you go and complete a job and you think, oh, we're good, and then, the following month you have to go and credit that customer, $1,000 or something like that, that can really affect a business's ability to scale. So those are the metrics that we're looking at today for scalability and visibility. And so tomorrow we're going to dive into the last 2 key areas. But the focus here, and just to touch on, why are we talking about this? Confident business decisions get led from a place of knowledge. Knowledge is power. And so, being able to track your metrics, see what's working and see what needs improvement truly allows you to lead your business from a place of strength, confidence. You're still relying on your business intuition. As much as I'm a really analytical person, I do believe that there is an element of intuition in business and being able to make the right decisions. But decisions should always be backed up with data. So, while you might have an idea to go a certain direction, you also now want to be able to go back to the data. And what does that mean? Data doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be elaborate graphs and, 100 data points. We're looking at 36 data points, and they truly allow you to know what's working, what's not, and move forward in your business. So if you want to grab the templates that we're working through, they're available on the website. They are also available when you download the ebook, and you can do so at datadrivenmethod.io. And if you want to jump in the Facebook community, happy to chat, answer any questions, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great Thursday, and we will be back, same place,